How do you cross a river when heavy monsoon rains transform it into a roaring torrent? This is a question that has plagued the inhabitants of Meghalaya, a state in northeastern India, for centuries. Meghalaya, which translates to the abode of clouds, is home to some of the wettest places on Earth. Monsoon winds, sweeping north from the Bay of Bengal, bring torrential rains that drench the region from June to September. This rain transforms rivers into formidable barriers, isolating remote villages from the rest of the region. The villagers found themselves in a predicament. They needed to traverse these turbulent waters, but how? Traditional bridges would be washed away by the sheer force of the monsoon-fed rivers. The ingenious solution that the ancestors of these villagers came up with was not just functional but also spectacularly eco-friendly. The answer to the monsoon challenge is the living bridges, jingqiang tree, as the locals call them. These fascinating structures are made from the roots of the Ficus elastica, a local fig tree that's as much a part of the landscape as the rivers themselves. The construction of these bridges is a marvel of patience and resourcefulness. It starts with the planting of a Ficus elastica sapling at a suitable crossing point along the riverbank. As this tree grows, it develops large buttressing roots that anchor it to the ground. About a decade later, the maturing tree begins to sprout secondary aerial roots from higher up its trunk. These aerial roots are somewhat flexible, and they have a tendency to join and grow together, forming solid structures. But the formation of these bridges isn't left entirely to nature. The indigenous Khasi bridge builders have perfected a method of guiding these roots. They weave the roots onto a scaffolding, usually made of bamboo or other wood, and coax them across the river. Once the roots reach the opposite bank, they're implanted into the ground. Over time, these roots shorten, thicken, and produce offshoots, known as daughter roots. These daughter roots are also trained across the river, intertwined with each other and with the branches and trunks of the same or another fig tree. Through a process known as anastomosis, these branching systems naturally fuse together, weaving into a dense, frame-like structure. Sometimes the Khasi builders use stones to fill in any gaps in the root structures. As the network of roots matures, it becomes capable of bearing loads. Some bridges can even support up to 50 people at once. These bridges, a testament to human ingenuity and harmony with nature, have been standing for centuries now. They are a living, breathing example of how people can adapt to their environment and how, with time and patience, we can turn even the most challenging of circumstances into a solution that not only serves us, but also supports the ecosystem around us. Building these living bridges is a craft passed down through generations, and it's not a quick process. It begins with the planting of a Ficus elastica sapling, a tree abundant in the subtropical terrain of Meghalaya. The chosen location is always strategic, a spot along the riverbank that makes for a good crossing point. In the first decade, the tree develops large buttressing roots that anchor it firmly to the ground. But the real magic begins as the tree matures and sprouts secondary aerial roots from higher up. These roots possess a certain elasticity, enabling them to join and grow together, forming stable structures. The Khasi bridge builders, who have perfected this craft over centuries, weave these aerial roots onto a bamboo or wooden scaffolding. With gentle persuasion, the roots are guided across the river and finally implanted on the opposite bank. Over time, the roots shorten and thicken, producing offshoots known as daughter roots. These too are trained over the river, intertwining with one another or with branches and trunks of the same or another fig tree. The roots then undergo a process called anastomosis. This is when branching systems like leaf vessels, tendrils, and aerial roots naturally fuse together, weaving into a dense, frame-like structure. It's a fascinating natural phenomenon that the Khasi builders leverage to create these architectural marvels. There are, however, gaps that form in these root structures. To address this, the Khasi builders strategically place stones, filling in these voids and adding an extra layer of stability to the bridge. The entire process, from planting the sapling to the completion of the bridge, can take up to 15 to 20 years. Patience, meticulous care, and a deep understanding of the tree's growth patterns are key to the success of these living bridges. The result is a living, breathing bridge that can hold up to 50 people at once. It's a testament to the ingenuity of our ancestors and to the incredible resilience of nature itself. Beyond their practical use, these living bridges hold a deeper significance. These remarkable structures are more than just a testament to the ingenuity of the Khasi and Jaintia communities. They are a compelling example of indigenous climate resilience and sustainable construction. In a world grappling with the impacts of climate change, these bridges remind us that humans can live in harmony with nature, not just exploiting it, but nurturing it for mutual benefit. The living bridges are not built, they are grown. They are not erected, they are nurtured. This process of creation, where human intervention works in harmony with nature's pace, is an elegant example of sustainable construction. The bridges are made of organic material, which implies that they are biodegradable and have a minimal carbon footprint. Unlike concrete and steel bridges, these do not contribute to pollution or environmental degradation. Moreover, these bridges have a significant role in supporting local ecosystems. They become a part of the landscape, providing shelter for a variety of flora and fauna. The Ficus elastica tree, from which these bridges are formed, is a species that supports a wide range of biodiversity. Its dense foliage provides shelter for birds, insects, and other small animals. The tree's aerial roots, which form the bridges, create a unique microhabitat for mosses, ferns, and other epiphytes. The bridges also contribute to the local economy by attracting tourists from around the world. Visitors marvel at these structures, bringing revenue to the local communities through tourism. This, in turn, encourages the preservation of these bridges and the traditional knowledge associated with their creation. In essence, the living bridges of Meghalaya are a beautiful blend of culture and nature. They showcase how traditional knowledge can offer sustainable solutions to modern challenges. They teach us that we can build for the future without compromising the integrity of the natural world. These living bridges are not just pathways, but also a lifeline for the communities. The concept of living architecture that these bridges represent is gaining global attention. With the climate crisis looming large, we are in dire need of sustainable solutions. Enter the living bridges of Meghalaya, a testament to the ingenuity of the human spirit and the resilience of nature. Researchers and scientists are increasingly intrigued by this indigenous architectural technique. Formulated centuries ago, it offers a blueprint for modern cities to adapt better to climate change. The living bridges made from the aerial roots of the Indian rubber fig tree are not only sturdy and resilient, but also completely organic. They are a part of the ecosystem, contributing positively to the environment around them. Imagine a city where the infrastructure is not just built, but grown. Picture bridges and buildings that breathe, that are in sync with the environment and evolve with it. This is not a vision from a science fiction movie, but a potential reality inspired by the living bridges of Meghalaya. The appeal of living architecture extends beyond its environmental impact. It also offers a solution to the growing problem of urban heat islands, city areas that are significantly warmer than their rural surroundings due to human activities. Living structures with their natural insulating properties can help regulate temperature, making cities more habitable. Moreover, these living structures stimulate local economies. The bridges attract tourists, creating opportunities for the local population. In a world increasingly conscious about sustainability, cities with living architecture could potentially become major tourist hubs. However, one must remember that the living bridges take decades to grow. Implementing this technique on a large scale would require patience and a long-term perspective, qualities often overlooked in our fast-paced world. But if we are to create a sustainable future, this might be a price worth paying. The living bridges of Meghalaya, an ancient solution to a perennial problem, may well be a beacon for the future of sustainable architecture. With the climate crisis intensifying, perhaps it's time we took a leaf out of the book of the Khasi and Jaintia communities and turned to nature for solutions. After all, the best way to predict the future is to create it. In a world grappling with climate change, the living bridges offer a unique solution. Born from the ingenious minds of the Khasi and Jaintia communities in Meghalaya, these living bridges serve as a remarkable testament to human innovation and resilience in the face of nature's challenges. Crafted from the aerial roots of the Indian rubber fig tree, these bridges provide a lifeline, connecting remote villages to neighboring towns during the monsoon season. The construction of these bridges, a process that spans decades, is a testament to the patience, foresight, and wisdom of these communities. Beyond their practical use, these living bridges also serve as a symbol of the harmonious relationship between humans and their environment, reminding us of the potential for sustainable living. With their regenerative effects on the surrounding ecosystem, they are not just bridges, but lifelines for the local communities and the environment. These amazing structures stand as a testament to human ingenuity, adaptability, and the potential of living in harmony with our environment.